Alrighty, I think I have my recording going on. It's been a while since I had done a full on like VOD recording here. But hello everybody. It's B Man. You can see by my sign that that's me. We're doing a another open mic session today. Today I just wanted to let some things that were I was thinking about off my chest. Not necessarily anything bad. It's more of like how to deal with certain emotions and how to deal with your own insecurities and how to like kind of focus on the good and then kind of move past it. To this day, I still don't really have great control as to like how I feel and like what to really do about certain times and certain things to do and things that I say. I still struggle with that on a day to day, and I wanted to talk about exactly like what I feel personally and like how I kind of manage myself and how I can kind of break through on a daily basis. So, what's strong about me is like why I wanted to do this was, because currently I've just kind of like been thinking a lot to myself about like how life kind of goes. Um, I try to make this like stream like in all my community and like hopefully like you guys can feel that um that I want to like bring people together and like not really be afraid of trying to express and like be who they really are, and everyone to like just kind of like at least respect each other and be nice to each other and be excellent to each other. Shout outs to Bill and Ted. um that's kind of like what the goal is. I grew up unfortunately without a father figure. I didn't really have anything to really like kind of portray myself as a guy to other guys and like how to like really express emotions. Didn't really have like that guy type environment growing up. It was just me and my brothers really for that front, and like some of my friends growing up at the time. So it was kind of hard to like really like get a good father figure and like what to portray as to be a really good person. As far as a male standpoint. Um, I kind of just had to like base it off of like how my family and my friends were kind of being treated and I was treating them at the time. So I will say that a big flaw of mine is that my personality kind of like gets a little bit out there depending on who I'm with and who I like really speak to. So for me, it's like my humor and like my way of portraying how I feel, and it's not really real. I guess it's not really like talked about all the time. I don't really like say it too often, like how I can express how I feel, and I usually try and like hide at least like what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to do. But I do my best to like, kind of like not necessarily say what I'm feeling, but try and do it in a sarcastic manner. That's really where like a lot of my humor and stuff kind of bases from. It's a little bit hard to really get me to open up specifically about like what I really want to say and what I really want to do. I don't really have a problem with that with certain individuals in certain situations. Mainly like it's with people that I really want to express myself with and be who I want to be with, because I'm just afraid of like kind of like I guess like hurting them. I guess is really like what I'm trying to say. It's like unintentionally hurt them by you know trying not to hurt them. It's just a little bit weird to say. I don't really have like necessarily a great example off the top of my head, but I guess a good example would be that um, if I try to make someone like know that I care about them and I want to see them succeed and all that, I'll just like throw an extra little bit of sarcasm in there. Yeah, you're gonna fucking fail, like something like that. It's like sometimes people don't really know if I'm being truthful or not when I say stuff like that. A lot of times when I talk in that mannerism, it's really just more of like just me being who I am and just like kind of kidding around. But I don't really know where that really stems from. I never really talked about my past all that much, or like where it really like began. But I never really was like that all the time. I know like when I was growing up, I was more genuine and more sincere to like what I felt, a little more open and honest. But I guess like due to like a lot of I don't know, like friends leaving and you know not really having so much like luck when it comes to the female side, I guess it's a lot of like stuff that kind of like can wear you down. And it's not really like easy to talk about, especially like the people that you care about. So then you kind of, I guess you can kind of change your perspective on how you can like, you know, act in front of those people. And then I guess it changed me, in a way. I don't know if it was for the better or not, but I know I wasn't the same person as I grew up was. So like that's a completely different me in all shape and mannerism. So again, me being who I am, if I was to like really be open and honest with someone, they would have to like kind of already know that they're gonna get a little bit of flavor from the sarcasm in me. So, I try and do my best to tell people that it's not really how I feel or whatever. But it's still hard. It's still hard of me to like really express how I feel sometimes, and I just want to make sure that like if people like are kind of like going through the same thing that I am, or I don't really know everyone's past for the people that stick around and watch and all that, but I'm here to like not only to like I guess bring smiles, but to like talk about the downs too, because like life is not all about straight always happy feely. Life is always gonna throw you into the dirt and all that, and it's good to be open and honest with yourself and to really hope to yourself that like you wouldn't want to be shy as to who you are and not try and mask up. It's now I know in this COVID season we're all masking up, but at least like when it comes to who you are, it's you shouldn't try and hide that or hide how you feel, because your feelings are genuine to who you are, and it's good so that way people can understand. They may not be able to like do anything about it, like things may not change, things may very well be the same, but at least like if people know, it's better for them to know than to not know. And then I feel like behavior can be altered from there, and then people will be more conscious of how you're feeling and all that. I wish I could kind of like tell myself this like maybe 10, 15 years ago when I was younger, but I'm still like that kind of you know lonely kid. I'm still always gonna feel like that way. Like there's a lot of times like, I guess it gets away from like feelings about yourself and like how you could open up to what I truly do like kind of feel like on a daily basis sometimes, that yeah, in this COVID season, it's I'm not going to use that as an excuse because this was even pre-COVID, but I bet it can kind of like be a little more impactful because of this COVID season. But loneliness is like a really hard thing to really like kind of hump yourself over. It's really difficult to like really like find that people or find that group to like really engage with and like be open and honest and like always have a good time with them. It's whether it's through streaming or whether it's like your personal relationships or whatever. So I guess nowadays it's like harder than ever to really like you know get that grip on somebody and then like never let go of them, because you never know. So like you may be like trying to stick around the wrong people and you wouldn't know that until way later. I guess this will like kind of, I'm not gonna like say names or anything like that, but this kind of like I'm gonna talk about something that I've kind of dabbled here and there as to like what really happened with me personally with a friend of mine. Um, but just to like kind of like do the TLDR version of it without dropping names, there was this person that I thought I knew growing up through high school, in which I would consider that person my best friend. Basically did like all that stupid shit together, always like played games online and shit, and basically all the stuff that you would think like high school kids would do, we pretty much did. Airsofting with all of our other buddies and all that, always did that. I always had his back. I felt like he always had mine. There was like nothing that I would never trust this person with. But then again, not to go too much into too much detail, there was a point to where, and this is like kind of true with like how life in general is, where money is the root of all evil. It pretty much is. I can say that on two different fronts of different relationships in my life. There was an issue to where he needed some help with getting a motorcycle, so I put my name down for a co-loan. If no one listens to any viable words that I say here and now, depending on who you are as a person, whatever your beliefs are, take this as my super humble advice. Never cosign, ever. No matter if you're looking for a cosign or trying to get, no matter what happens, try and always do something of all on your own when it comes to loans and stuff, because that you could be like me and then kind of like be in a ditch. So he needed that, and I thought I was helping him out. So I signed, and then about 3 months later, after like paying like about couple bills, some guy shows up at my front door, saying that I'm the loaner and I need the bike. Like you have not been paying, and I'm like, I thought I could handle like the responsibility of this to be put on the other person. but it didn't seem like that was really the case. I don't know if I'm still recording because I am now black on my screen. I would hope so. Okay, cool. We am. Sorry about that. But no, I felt like I could rely on this person to do the right thing, and they couldn't. So I felt betrayed in that aspect, in which they basically kind of like ghosted for a while, like just nothing was being done about it for years, and only up until recently, like that's been resolved. Like I'm completely like that stage of my life is now in the past, but the repercussions of what happened still linger. I'm still feeling like the negative effects of it through other aspects of my life. Um, but like it's you never know like what can happen and like how it can drive people to like really do the most insane things, and like money really is the root of all evil. That's why I feel like a little more responsible of like bringing you guys good content and making you guys smile and make you guys like want to come back when guys like Hard Assassin and guys like Major Hagar give so much of what they have in their wallets. It's there's also slight distinction that I want to make, that I'm not saying that they're more valued to me as people who watch. I feel like everyone who comes to watch and even like just stays for like 5 minutes or something, that hell, even yesterday's stream, Sick Abyss was there at the very end of my tail end of my stream, and it was really nice to see him because he said that I just wanted to come check you out and say hi for a bit. Like that is like more fulfilling to me, that people want to take time out of their lives and like actually like kind of stick around and be part of something that may not be they may not remember me in 5 years or whatever, but for me personally, like shit like that really really goes a long way, especially with like my insecurities about who I am, and like it's hard for me to like really like stay with friends with people. I guess I don't really have that many friends personally in my life. I just have like kind of like a small group or circle friend, and then that's kind of it. Everyone just like is either on social media that I say hi to once in a while, but then that's it. Like I feel like that's gonna be like a lot of people growing up. I'm sure that's not just a me thing, but it's nice to like have a reassurance of people that actually genuinely do want to stick around for something that like it seems so minuscule in like the eyes of others, but for me it's like it means the world to me that you guys just like are there. But a little bit of a little tangent there, not to say that like Hagar or Hard Assassin or Zio or anybody who gives subs or subs themselves are valued to me more. It's more of like they take that other step to where it's like I feel solely responsible for that. I wouldn't say it's like a transaction. It's more of like a investment, I guess. They're investing into like what I'm doing. Whether you feel like it's hard work or not, I'm not gonna. This is not the conversation for that. But they're investing that financial aspect, or what they feel that they are paying for, in which I should feel that I gotta deliver. I feel like everyone has to. Like people come up, whether it's time, whether it's money, whatever goods and services that they're giving you, you should reply back with that type. So I do my best to stay on track with my streams and stay on top of my playthroughs and stuff. But sometimes just like the worst of my demons do take a hold of me sometimes, and sometimes I just don't feel it, or I just don't feel like people are gonna care or whatever. But that's another aspect to it too. It's like, I know in my heart of hearts, I know this, like, and I pretty much have to tell myself this a lot. People do care. People really do want to see this, the stream succeed. They want to see other people come into the stream and grow to a bigger community, and, try and build each other up and do all that. That's why that's really what I want. I want to reach people that need help, and like just feel like they just don't belong, and everyone belongs here. I feel like, except cat players and cat fans. Jokes aside, I just want people to know that like this is a stream and this is a place to where you can be comfortable and you can be who you are, and you don't feel like being judged or feeling like you're gonna get judged here, because there's a lot of joking around when it comes to me, but like I don't particularly care. Not to say this in a condescending way. I don't care where you come from, who you are, what color skin you are, what you feel towards other people, whatever. I feel like as long as everyone does the number one rule and be excellent to each other, I feel like a lot of stuff can be like, not necessarily forgiven or whatever, but like as long as you're that, you already have your ticket in, and then we can, go from there. As long as you can agree to that type and be excellent to everyone, then I can be excellent to you and we can all get along. At least that's what the main goal is. So, I don't know how long I was thinking about keeping this in. I don't think there's really anything else that was mainly on my mind. But I wanted to at least express some things that I was feeling, in which you guys get a little bit more, I guess, into a little personal thing about me, because a lot of the streams are just kind of like, let's watch the game, let's see how I react to this, and let's play this, and it's not really like a lot of stuff that's pertaining to me in my life. So I feel like, not to like give all my life away, because hey, keeping some stuff to yourself is kind of important. I feel like that's everybody's saying. Everyone has private things, but I really don't mind sharing my feelings anymore. I kind of struggle with that still to this day, like I said, and I'm still trying to hurdle over these. I'm still gonna have the same problems every day. I'm still gonna feel like maybe I'm not good enough to be a streamer, maybe not really deserve you guys. I still don't feel like I deserve the people that come in every day and do all that. So like I still don't feel like I deserve it, but you guys feel that way, that you are doing it, so I do deserve it. I hear it loud and clear, but I still need to hear it every day. It's kind of like being told good morning. You just like kind of need to hear it in the morning for like, hearing it from another soul, so that way you can kind of like feel like you aren't just the only one there. I feel like I need that too. So, every time that I see someone new or everyone that I see that's like there often, I'm always super happy to see you guys, because it really does. The stream can like be a little bit more boring when no one's there. I'll be 100% honest. Like, not for me of like, I can always play a video game and not get bored of it, but it's more of like, again, the interactions that I'm looking for you guys is like kind of like the driving point of how we interact with each other. So I don't want anyone to really feel that they're pressured to speak up or anything like that, but at least like, if you want to make the effort to like engage, then I 100% endorse you to do so. Like, that's number one with a bullet. What I would want is just engagement from you guys as watchers versus me, the streamer, I guess. I wouldn't really want to put myself as a labor of that, or a label rather, but if you had to think of me as anything else, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to be everybody's friend, because that's just impossible, but I can at least be a voice to where you guys could feel like you don't have to go anywhere else. You could always come here and like just, kick back, relax, and just fuck it, have a good time. That's really what it is. And being good to other people that want to have the same thing, that's really all I could ask for. I guess that's where I'll leave it for today. I thought maybe I had a little bit more to say. I was like kind of going through a lot of these feelings I wanted to go through and say it like that's more on paper versus like actually describing it. At least for when it comes to the topic of how you can kind of deal with your own insecurities. I still will always have like the shit that I have to deal with and get through it every day. But, as long as I have those not stimulus, but stimuli of people that like really like kind of put me back on focus and like put the knowledge out there to say that I am, someone that does feel like I do deserve it in some shape of capacity. All you have to do is just say hello. As long as you do that, then it's pretty much like golden ticket from there for me. It makes it all worth it. It really does make it all worth it, no matter how I'm feeling, when someone just does the B-man, the B-man face, or whatever the case is. It's all really you guys. Like I said, there's a praise for you guys, and I guess just more of like me, a way to vent and just talk about certain things that I go through, so that way you guys feel like I'm not just like a one type figure type thing. I am a multi-layered person, physically and metaphorically, and it's hard to really talk about, but I want to be more open and honest when I can be. So I don't know when I'll do another one of these talks. I'll try and maybe like spin it around, maybe do something a little more positive or something like that, but I feel like it's good to talk about both positive and negatives here. So if you enjoyed, I really appreciate it. If you would want to share it, that's cool too. You don't have to do all that subbing and all that, but at least like ponder and like give me some feedback. Feedback I feel like is, again, there goes the computer going to black screen. Uh, there we go, perfect. So if you just have any feedback at all, whether you want to see a different game, whether you want to see something, or just have any feedback for me as to like how I could improve or whatever, you can always let me know. I am not a stranger to like learning and doing what I feel is best for the stream and for what I should improve as a person or whatever. Any feedback at all really does help. And if you just want to say a good video or nice talk or whatever, or bad talk, hey, I'll even take bad criticism. It's cool. All of it's welcome here. Except if you like Captain America. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. But seriously, guys, at the very least, if you made it this far, and if you like took 5 minutes into the video and just said whatever, you took time out of your days to watch and to listen. And like how I say it pretty much all the time, as much as I should, that reflects into the stream too. So I really appreciate everyone taking the time to watch, taking the time to listen, and taking the time to engage. But at least for me today, we still have a stream to go through in about an hour, so we'll get back to that. And hopefully we'll see you in another one in a few months, or maybe in another week, depending if I have things to talk about. But at least until then, thanks for listening, and I will catch you in the next one, whenever that may be. See you later, guys. Thanks again.